Previously, I posted about creating an incense burner for burning copal, incense made from the resin of the Bursera tree. I also talked about including incense burning in your daily routine as an important moment of calm within your day. This time, I want to explore the tradition of incense burning in Japan and create a unique Japanese-style incense burner. The tradition of incense burning in Japan and many other traditions originated from China. In China, the earliest incense burners or censers date back to the Han Dynasty, and they looked similar to the chalice or cup form of the copalera, only with a mountain formation lid, with pierced areas where the smoke could curl out from and appear as clouds floating around the sacred mountains, just like those found where many ancient temples were placed in China. The iconic three-legged design is derived from the ancient Chinese ding. The ding is a bronze cauldron that was used for cooking and ritual offerings. In Taoism and Buddhism, the number 3 is sacred, representing the cosmic triad, heaven, earth, and humanity, or the 3 jewels, Buddha, the teacher, the Dharma, the teachings, and Sangha, the community or the practitioners. There are a number of ancient lore, including 3-legged supernatural animals, the Sanzu solar crow and the Yatagarasu in Japan, along with the 3-legged lunar toad, Seiyajin. Incense burners were often exquisitely detailed and depicted these sacred animals. The correct way to view and place this type of burner is with one leg facing the viewer, straight on. Sometimes protective guardians, or oni, are depicted on the legs, lifting the burner. These are placed there to ward off evil spirits. The legs are also practical and prevent the surface it sits on from being scorched. In Japan, incense burning is now a part of daily life and offered at temples, shrines, at home altars, and appreciated through the classical art of refinement, kodo, the way of fragrance. At a funeral, incense is offered to the deceased loved one to aid in the transition to the afterlife. The rising smoke is viewed as a bridge connecting the living to the spirit realm. The smoke cleanses the body of both the living and the departed in preparation to meet the Buddha. The smoke guides the spirit heavenward, ensuring they are not trapped on the earthly plane. And the scent of the smoke is also seen to serve as food for the spirit during their journey to the afterlife. In kodo, incense is heated and listened to release only the pure, delicate, aromatic oils of the chosen incense wood. It is said to sharpen the mind and cultivate inner harmony. I made a few quick sketches and settled on this design. So now I will get into the making process. I start in my usual way by opening out a form with my rolling pin. Have a look at some of my other videos to see this process in detail. I then start to belly out the form from the inside into the 3 lobes from my design sketch. I left the clay walls quite thick so that I could do this without much cracking on the outside. Leaving the walls thicker accommodates for more expansion. As you can see, filming and working on things at the same time is sometimes a bit difficult. My camera here slumped down and the pot is mostly out of shot. But this part of the process is quite simple and you can still kind of see what I'm doing. Now I'm flipping it over to shape the underside. Each lobe will have its own foot, so I leave it to harden after this before rolling out and attaching some simple feet. Once the feet are on, I place some newspaper inside the opening and use that shape to create a humped lid. At a later stage, once a little drier, I add the gallery to the lid using a flattened coil. I can then start to rough in the details. Sometimes I use sprig moulds to add embellishments, but this time I added clay directly to the pot and refined it afterwards. I find it's quite like painting with clay. I make sure my fingers are wet, which acts as the slip to blend the 2 clay surfaces. I just grab clay and daub it on. It's a free and fun process. Then comes the refining. I lavish in these slow detailing moments. The dynamic roughing in stage is over, and now I can spend time with every surface of the pot to refine and bring the piece to life. It's like giving birth to and parenting a child. Both energetic and quiet approaches are necessary in their development. And here is the finished design. I cut holes in the lid so that if you're using a cone incense, the smoke would billow out from the top. The black hand-applied glaze has a bluish tint in certain lights, and the grog in the clay looks like twinkling stars in the night. When you use the burner, you should fill it with white rice chaff ash. The ash should be fluffy and not compressed. The incense sticks can be stood up in the ash and left to burn. Always make sure to sift out the debris regularly. So why ginkgo? Really, I just find this tree so fascinating. Ginkgo biloba is the sole living survivor of an ancient order of plants that predate the dinosaurs, dating back over 200 million years. At one time, they survived exclusively in the mountain monasteries and temple gardens in China, where they were protected and revered. In Japan, 6 ginkgo trees survived the 1945 atomic bombing of Hiroshima. Everything around them was destroyed. The trees were left charred, but they managed to survive and are still there, standing today. Individual trees can live between 1,000 to 3,000 years. These trees represent hope, vitality, and overcoming impossible adversity. They are the ultimate symbol of strength and endurance. And they link us with our ancestors by bridging the gap between the past and the present. I suppose offering incense to the ginkgo burner is a way to offer thanks for the present moment and our own strength. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.